songs, let me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc, where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
And so the beauty of AI is that it can automate processes for you and give you incredible efficiencies. The pushback might come from the fact that accountants want to make certain that the data that they're producing through an AI methodology is accurate and complete and can be reconciled and audited.
Yeah, and really, it's just a really advanced paintbrush in the master's hand. So it really is just an amplification or a reflection of the quality of the input is going to highly affect the quality of the output, but it's just a massive amplifier of all of your work.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show from the 2025 LRPA Convention. In this episode, we sit down with JD Liford, founder of the RFP Institute. Breaks down how parks and recreation agencies can confidently navigate ERP system decisions using a proven RFP methodology that saves time, money, and headaches. From financial impact and system fit to AI, automation, and implementation success, this episode delivers practical insight for leaders who want smarter systems and smoother go-lives. This is a must-watch for anyone responsible for operations, finance, or long-term planning in Parks and Rec. Let's dive in.
There we go. All right, we are live from the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Craig LeBlanc with special guest JD Liford. And we're on the third day of the LRPA convention here in Louisiana, their 80th anniversary. And I'd like to, before we get started though, play our little thank you video for everything that we've accomplished this year, getting us to 300 episodes. Look like we might even break the 400 episode. And we just recently broke 2,000 followers on LinkedIn. So that was a little milestone for us. But I'll play this and then we'll come back and start our conversation with JD.
300 episodes. What started as a small idea, a way to share stories from the parks and recreation community, has grown into something truly special. From heartfelt conversations to behind-the-scenes stories that celebrate everyday heroes. Every episode, every message, every listen has been powered by you. To our loyal listeners, our partners, and every Parks and Rec professional who continues to inspire us, thank you. You've helped us grow, you've helped us evolve, and you've reminded us why we do this, to tell stories that matter. This milestone isn't just ours, it's yours too. As we celebrate our 300th episode, we look ahead to the next chapter. More stories, more community, more impact. From all of us here at DPRS Media Company, thank you for believing in us, for tuning in, and for helping us make it this far. Here's to the next 300 episodes and beyond.
All right. So I have a little thing I want to read for my next guest to kind of introduce his world and kind of what value he can bring to the Parks and Rec community of America. So for those of you who are facing the need to replace your current ERP system, the next speaker has developed a methodology to help identify those ERP platforms that best meets your defined needs. I love this part right here. The methodology, referred to as define success before it happens, produces a blueprint that defines your ERP needs in the form of a request for proposal, also known as RFP. The software provider's responses to your RFP are then used to identify those proposals which best meet your requirements. Our speaker is JD Liford of the and founder of the RFP Institute. Over the years, JD has gone from accounting solutions that were completely manual to fully software automated. He has defined, selected, and supported 15 ERP systems and has been a user of 6 other ERP platforms. JD designed, programmed, and supported the second system he implemented, which produced the basis for the success of the methodology. So welcome to the show, JD.
Well,
How are you
thank
doing?
for having me. I'm doing very well today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just the reason that I developed this system was so that organizations could have a much better chance of having a successful implementation and go live methodology experience. In today's world, there are over 60 ERP systems to choose from at this time. The purpose of the success method is to identify those systems that best meet your needs before you commit the time, resources, and money associated with an implementation. And it also will serve as a foundation for successful implementation and go live. There's basically four primary elements to your organization's RFP. The first is the functional requirements. This defines your data and your business needs and how they will be processed as transactions, how they will create new data, and make the data available for a wide variety of uses. An example is the processing of a payroll time card. That can produce dozens of new data elements and uses such as paychecks, journal entries, taxes, deductions, accruals, and quarterly W-2 reporting, just to name a few. The second element is the financial impact on your P&L, which can include not only the initial cost, ongoing costs, and forecasted costs of the new ERP system, but along with additional resources such as new hardware, software, and staffing versus your current cost structure. The third element speaks to the features and attributes the new ERP system will deliver, such as the new modules, the data access methods, third
All right.
Okay.
Had a little internet glitch.
Oh, no problem. The flexibility of system configurations to meet your needs, possible modifications, security features, vendor training, implementation, and support solutions, along with the platform options that you may have of interest. Do you want to go in-house, fully cloud, or a hybrid of the two? Just to name a few of the features that will be important to you. And the fourth and final element is I refer to as the fit. And this is how well does the new ERP system impact your organizational culture, your staff's capabilities, your vendors' needs, your third-party requirements such as the IRS, grant reporting, end-of-year audit, banking, 401k or pension reporting, along with any organizational changes that you may have, such as new programs, growth and regulatory requirements such as board of directors, GAAP, GASB, HR laws, and labor board. And in closing, the and additional elements of the success method are that the software demonstrations by the vendors will address your RFP requirements. B, you will be able to develop an ERP system pricing to determine the P&L impact upon your budget. And then C, you can use vendor references, which can provide an enhanced understanding of the proposed system.
Now, we were talking earlier about the role that AI is playing in general accounting practices. Yes. And I recognized quickly how open you are to the changes that AI is bringing, which seems to be not very customary for the accounting people. It seems like they push back on change so hard, but you seem to be just openly embracing the efficiency gains that you see AI bringing in.
Well, I've had the pleasure of being both a computer programmer, designer, as well as an accountant.
That's where that comes from. You're familiar with it.
I'm familiar with both. And so the beauty of AI is that it can automate processes for you and give you incredible efficiencies. The pushback might come from the fact that accountants want to make certain that the data that they're producing through an AI methodology is accurate and complete and can be reconciled and audited.
Yeah. And really, it's just a really advanced paintbrush in the master's hand. So it really is just an amplification or a reflection of the quality of the input is going to highly affect the quality of the output, but it's just a massive amplifier of all of your work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for example, if you ever sat down and did a payroll for, say, 100 employees manually,
Mhm.
it's a lot of effort. It can be done. It was done for years.
Yeah.
But automating payroll is a form of AI.
Mhm.
And so those people who did the design concept of the software had to completely understand, how do you process payroll? But more importantly, after you've processed the payroll, how do you make that data available for reporting? And in the payroll world, there's a lot of reporting, not the ones that I mentioned earlier, but there's another one that can be extremely important to everybody, and that's when you're reporting for your workers' compensation insurance.
Yeah. You know, and I love what you said, the methodology, which is define success before it happens. So can you say a little bit more about that concept, where it came from and how you implement that?
Absolutely. The idea is that when you write your RFP and you write it thoroughly, you have defined not only for yourself, but also your software vendors, how you want to function, how you want to process data, how you want to make data available. And in doing that, you now have a blueprint so that when the software vendor is issuing their proposal to you, you are both able to discern just how closely that vendor's product can meet your needs. Uh, no vendor is going to necessarily meet 100% in great detail of all your needs, but you want to get as close as possible so that the implementation and the go live is a non-event.
Mhm.
You want that implementation and go live to be successful, and you want your team, your people to be able to continue to be successful for your organization.
Yeah. You know, one of the entrepreneurs I follow closely, even since he was real young, was Elon Musk, and he's got these 5 steps for processes and stuff. And step number 1 is question the process. And he said the worst thing about smart engineers or smart people in general is they try to um, amplify and maximize a step that shouldn't even be there.
Well, that's incredibly true. In one scenario, we developed a custom point of sale system for a pharmacy chain.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to the marketplace with our definition, but couldn't find a product that met those needs. So we designed and developed our own. And the team was made up of mainly the store accountants, about 12 of them, as well as store managers, the accounting department, and of course, the computer programmers. So the original version 1 model that was delivered functioned very well. But when we put it into our first set of testing with that defined user group, they found 17 enhancements that would make the product even better.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's actually step 2. So it's like question the process. It's delete step. So if you've got a 10-step process, could 7 and 8 be combined? Could
Absolutely.
step 4 be deleted? Let's make this a 6-step process. Like, where are the inefficiencies in a system? And most people don't question the system they've been given. They just work the system because it's always been there.
And the other thing that you determine when you do full parallel testing is you find the steps that you missed.
Yeah.
And just overlooked. It's amazing how well you can document your needs, but then when you go into your full parallel testing, you find other needs that just weren't thought of because they're one-offs, but they're still very important.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then towards his final side is work faster. And then the final step is automate.
Yes.
But he said he's done it completely backwards in all of his companies. He automated something that, and then worked faster at something that should have been simplified and deleted, and then made a dumb rule about it. He's done it completely opposite many times throughout this company. And oftentimes we come into a system, the first thing we want to do is automate, add AI, do it faster. It's like, dig your hole faster versus stop digging the hole.
Or did you even need to dig the hole at all?
Right. But it's kind of like that old adage where you just see people working hard and you're like, let me go help them out. And now you just help them dig the hole faster.
Yeah.
Versus taking a step back. How important is it to take a step back of your accounting systems or your RFP processes and just question the method?
It's absolutely important. There's some serious examples of reporting that just have to be so precise. Like if you're doing your federal grant reporting, you want that to be precise. You also want it to be well documented. And the beauty of some of these new ERP systems is that you can attach things like contracts, proposals, purchase orders, invoices, All that kind of documentation is so incredibly essential to the data, the underlying data of itself.
Yeah. Fantastic. All right. So but one of the reasons when we met, and I was like, we need the accounting voice in Parks and Recreation to just speak more, because I often find that people get into Parks and Rec through sports, giving back to the community. They kind of lead with their heart. And even though they are in charge of the fundraising, the accounting, the HR and payroll, that's not something that they didn't sign up so that they could do accounting. That's not why they got into Parks and Rec. So what message do you have from the accounting minds, just to give them, what value can you maybe bring to the Parks and Rec community?
Those folks in operations, reach out to your accounting department, your payroll department, and gain an understanding.
They're your friends. They're not your enemies.
They are your friends.
And they keep you out of hot water, and they help you fund everything.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Well, JD, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I'd love to do like a 1-hour exclusive, maybe deep dive, where we can really get down in the weeds with just, all of your methodology. I think that would be hugely valuable to the Parks and Rec community of America.
Excellent.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today, and have a great rest of your convention.
Thank you.
Are you ready to lead the next generation of Parks and Rec? Whether you're a student, intern, or rising leader, welcome to the Young Professionals Network by DPRS Media Co. Our mission? To empower early career professionals in parks and recreation through mentorship, visibility, and real-world leadership development. Our vision? A national network of passionate, prepared, and purpose-driven leaders who shape the future of public service. Starting now. Powered by the Daily Parks and Rec Show, YPN gives you access to exclusive interviews, career-building resources, behind-the-scenes content, and live events, all created by and for the next wave of Parks and Rec professionals. Learn from seasoned directors, build your brand, get involved with national conversations that matter. Whether you're in youth sports, facilities, programming, or policy, YPN is your launchpad. Young Professionals Network, your career, your community, your story.